Okay, this is just kind of a follow-up tutorial to the introduction. One of the things I left out that I wish I would have remembered to do was getting the contextual help for different controls and buttons and things like that. So I guess even more so important than just doing the tutorials and stuff is basically knowing how and where to get help. So the documentation for GrafX2 is actually there's a lot of it actually built into the software itself, which is more convenient than having to go online and dig through tutorials. You access the help menu by pressing the function 1 key, the F1 key on the top of your keyboard, and that'll bring up a help. Here we go. It'll bring up a help thing here, and this is one of the nice things about this is you can find basically where your keystrokes are listed. If you go to help here, this is what all your keyboard shortcuts are. I don't know if there's a way to get this extracted out of the program, like to export it, but if you want to know what the shortcut key for something is, you can just click or hit F1 and then go to the help option. There's a lot of keys. I think just about everything has a key map to it, so in theory if you were to memorize all of that, and then if you click here you can hide toolbars. In theory if you were to memorize all those, you could just work with those operations yourself, and you would never have to bring all this extra interface up either. So that's just something to consider. I mean, it gets to be the point of like a text editor where you know all the keyboard commands, and basically you don't even need to bring the mouse down in this area. You go just from one thing to another. For example, let me get this. I'll just do this here. Like I said earlier, like growing your brush, you press the plus key. I'm going to change colors here. Yeah, I'll do it up here. Basically, let's say I was drawing something and then I wanted to zoom in on a certain part. Rather than having to go to the magnifying glass, if I know the key for it, I can just type the key. I can type that M key and I can go zoom in and out with it. So I don't even need to touch the interface. I don't admittedly have all these memorized yet either, so it's something I need to work on. But I mean, that's the theory, is you basically get to the point where you're not even clicking buttons down in this area, you're just hitting the key you need for the tool you need, and it's much quicker than even having to move your mouse. So that's something to consider. And then another nice thing about the help option is if you have a tool that you want specific information on, let's say this pipette tool. If I wanted specific information on this, I'd move the cursor over it and I'd press F1, and you can see it gives you specific information. So the documentation, the guys that actually have been working on this program have included the documentation for just about every button with the button itself, which is really nice. You know, you can see basically the name of the tool, the shortcut key for the pipette, description of what it does, and then if it has an additional option for like right click, you get the keys that are bound to that as well. So that's another very useful thing, and this also works in menus too. So let's go to the effects menu. Let's say I wanted to find out what does smooth do, because that's you know, that's kind of vague, or this is even better, this one here. Let's find out what this does by moving the mouse over it and pressing the F1 key. Find out more about quick shade, and then you can basically see what it does here, and of course the various options and stuff on that. So it's very nice to have that, rather than having to try a tool and kind of guess and see what it's doing. You can move right over something and you can press the F1 key and you basically get all the information about it. I just felt like that should have been in my introductory tutorial, but it wasn't, so I wanted to give that as an option too. So I don't know if I'm going to call this introduction part 0 or something, but it should definitely help a lot too. I completely forgot about the built-in documentation, but I mean, that's great to have, and not many programs have that built in. So with that, I guess you can start experimenting and get help immediately rather than having to kind of guess what something does. Alright, so keep making art and have a good day.